I spill more than half of the cup of each beer. Now I'm angry and I want to go home. My day is ruined.
But they're banking on you buying more beer, yes.
Yeah, and I think it's by design.
I think you may be onto something, yes.
You're now listening to the Cool Grandpa Shirt Podcast with Rich and Mike.
Get off my lawn. Wow, those guys got really curmudgeon-y all of a sudden.
I was going to play some of the new Pearl Jam. Have you listened?
Oh, I've been neglectful in the Pearl Jam realm. No. I listened to that one single I thought was pretty good, as you predicted, kind of formulaic as far as Pearl Jam goes, but I've not checked out the rest of the album, though.
A couple pick hits from the new Pearl Jam album, Wreckage and Waiting for Stevie.
All right, I'll put them on the list. I got to check it out. Thanks for doing the research.
Definitely give them a listen. First two songs are good, high energy songs, and then it's probably weighted more on the mellowy type songs, but not sleepers by any stretch of the mean.
But it's not overflowing with that youthful angst that we enjoyed in the 90s.
Exactly. You are not going to put on a ripped flannel shirt and kick over a garbage can. Definitely not. Not on this album.
I miss those days.
You had an assignment to listen to Tool. How did that go?
It went well with my own work. And then I think I sent you a picture from my car. WEQX launched one as I was driving in at 5:45 in the morning to work. That is a great way to start a day, let me tell you. I killed it that day, by the way. Yes.
You got all your work done by 11:15.
I was so ramped up. Yeah.
So productive. Well, I have a bit of an announcement to make.
What do you got?
I am friends with a grandfather right now.
Yes, you are. Yeah, breaking news. My daughter, Jana, and her husband, Evan, gave birth to a beautiful daughter. I am now a grandfather of a beautiful and lovely young granddaughter, and I'm very, very excited for this next chapter in life.
Yeah, that's very exciting. Congratulations to you, Jana, and the whole family.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks so much. Yeah, excited. Go ahead.
Oh no, you first, please. You probably.
Speaking of new things, we're heading into spring here in New York State, and I had a question for you. Have you gone electric with your outside tools yet?
No, I haven't.
So I have. I had a weed eater that eventually was approaching the end of life, and I switched over to a battery-driven one. And I got to tell you, the mixing of fuel, the two-stroke engine, and all that was kind of getting old, and I was happy to embrace the new battery stuff. And they're not lame and wimpy. I got a killer one. That thing tears it up, and it's way quieter. I used to have to wear hearing protection when I did it. I don't need to do that anymore. It's nice and quiet. And for a few years now, I've been thinking I should change my switch over to a lawnmower. That seems to be the way things are going. So I decided 3 or 4 years ago just to stop doing maintenance on my gas mower, figuring I'll just kill it and that'll be the reason to move. My mower won't die. I've not changed. No oil change.
Oil?
Nope. No, not in 4 years. The air filter. No, the air filter's probably got leaves all piled up in it, dead spiders. Dude, the thing. It goes from, the first pull in the spring is sometimes 3 pulls out of it. I think last week I just did the first one. It was 5 or 6 pulls, and it's still killing it, man. It's going. I can't. It won't die.
That's amazing. What kind of engine is it? Is it like a Briggs & Stratton or something, or a Honda?
Oh, it's a Toro manufacturer, but I believe it might be a Briggs & Stratton engine. Probably, I've not looked in years. It's all covered with stuff now, but I think you're right. The thing's indestructible. So no, I'm going to be burning gas for years.
My brother-in-law is a big fan of all those powered lawn tools. I think he's got like a set of Ryobi or something, but he's got the mower, the leaf blower, the weed whacker, and he's recently purchased a chainsaw. Even the chainsaw is very, very impressive.
I think they figured out how to really get a lot of juice out of the batteries, because they always had been a joke in the past, but no, they pack a punch these days.
They have a pretty decent life to them too.
Yeah, my palatial estate, the battery will go the entire distance. Yes.
You could get a whole summer's worth of cuts on one charge.
That's right.
Do you do the old A&I?
I try some I, but turns out it's mostly A.
It is something that I do plan on devoting a little time to get a better understanding.
Yeah, like anything else in modern history, it's an amazing tool that will be used for advancing human civilization, a good thing, and also doing terrible things to other people. Yes.
We'll see where the AI takes us, Rich.
Yeah. We should employ it here.
We should. In fact, this whole show is AI. I'm upstairs having dinner right now.
The voiceover sounds remarkable. Not as funny as the real thing, but we're getting there.
We'll work on the prompts a little bit more and see if we can fine tune things just a bit. You know, we spoke about the Brady Bunch a little bit last episode, and I know we were long on time, so I didn't bring it up then. But I was thinking, man, that Carol Brady really had it made. You know where I'm going with this?
I suspect, but go on.
Listen, God bless that Mike Brady. He was a hardworking dude. He had 6 kids, a wife, a pretty decent house. I mean, the kids had to share a bedroom, but, you know, that's okay. That was acceptable back then. Carol didn't lift a finger. She had good old Alice slinging the pots and pans in the kitchen all day, making the Brady kids lunch. She didn't work. I don't think she worked.
What did she do?
She had all day to just kind of look pretty and go to a couple flower club meetings. I'm not looking for backlash on the show. I'm not at all. I don't want any backlash. I don't want to create any heat or upset anybody, but I'm just saying that Mike Brady took pretty good care of that Carol Brady. That is for sure.
He stepped up. He really did.
He really did.
He doubled his kid count and took care of, yes.
Deserving of that giant studio that he had all to himself while those kids were packed in like sardines.
He deserved the open staircase too.
Could you imagine if that family, which of course families that size exist now, but could you imagine his cell phone bill?
In modern
if the Brady's in modern days, 6 kids plus Alice would be on the plan too, right? I mean, it'd be a friends and family plan. You'd have Alice, Carol, Mike with his architectural business would certainly need a big data plan. There's no skimping on his data plan.
No, that would be wow. You're right. You'd have to take out a home equity line of credit just to pay the cell phone bill.
$1,900 a month for cell phones for the whole family. Cindy and Bobby TikToking all day.
They have 11 routers in the house just to handle the amount of data going through there.
Netflix is constantly down.
Netflix doesn't even believe it. There's no way you have 6, 7. There's no way you have 9 people in that house.
There's no way. Yeah,
that's right.
Alice can't watch a single cooking show in that tiny room of hers off the kitchen. She's going over to Sam's to watch the Food Network.
Hey, Alice knew how to get it done. So I heard that there's a new trend coming out with Dr. Pepper, our favorite soda, which I no longer drink, but I have great affection for that wonderful soda. Have you heard about Dr. Pepper Pucker?
No, I have not heard of.
Dill pickles in your Dr. Pepper, and it's called Dr. Pepper Pucker. It's become such.
Is it a challenge or an enjoyable drink?
I think it's an enjoyable drink because I heard on the radio the other day that it's becoming so popular that Sonic is now charging when people are strangely asking for more pickles. So they found out that that's becoming a thing, and now it's a line item charge if you ask for extra pickles on the side.
I don't know if I'd be brave enough to try that, though. I like pickles, and I love Dr. Pepper, as you know, but it almost seems like a challenge, not a pleasurable drink.
Well, pickles are very salty, and soda, of course, is super sweet. So you got that salty sweet thing going on. But dill doesn't seem like a good combination. But listen, it seems to be hugely popular. People are talking about it. So
maybe that'll be our next on-show challenge.
On-show challenge, yes.
I don't know if that'd be fair to you, though. That'd be like, trying somebody who's quit smoking to try this new menthol cigarette or something like that.
Well, the problem, I still like it.
I don't want you to get back on Dr. Pepper because the show, I mean, I know you're willing to do a lot for the good of the audience.
That would be really good.
Yeah.
I slip back after all these years. I slip back.
You've been clean on the Dr. Pepper for years.
Oh, that's funny. Hey, did you ever try an Oleato from Starbucks?
No,
come on.
I didn't try it at all. They haven't had it in a long time. Jenna always reports back to me. I should be a sport and take one for the team and try it since, you had to suffer through a couple sips of one.
Well, I feel like I've already kind of ruined you could try it at home just to get a sense of the the texture and flavor.
I mean, you were pretty descriptive. I don't know if I need anything more.
I sufficiently described the experience.
Yeah, it was pretty explicit.
Oh, maybe our review of that is the reason they no longer carry it.
Well, I asked Jenna that because she said they were out, and I didn't ask if it was our review that had anything to do with it. I asked her if they were no longer stocking it or discontinuing it because people weren't buying it or enjoying it, and she said no, they just ran out. People are still ordering it. So,
oh well, if you like it, you like it, I guess. And don't they have a spicy lemonade now or something?
They do. They have a new line of like spicy drinks, which are selling really great. But what I think is happening is I think people are buying those drinks and then bringing them home and adding alcohol to them, or getting them on the go and adding, like a little vodka or something like that to them.
I will tell you, one of my favorite things to create and consume is a spicy margarita. My first experience was with a jalapeno, but then I graduated, or I'm certain I did not invent this, but I moved to, instead of using like the white or silver, the Blanco, tequila, and jalapeno, I went to a Reposado, which is a slightly aged tequila, and then habanero in there. The flavor is entirely different. Be very careful trying that, but it is delicious.
Yeah, it's got a little heat to it too, right?
It's got some heat, and you can kind of control how much pepper you put into it. Your lips will definitely be numb halfway through the drink. There's no way around that, but it's all part of the experience.
It's all part of the fun. Yeah, so I think people are ordering those drinks. Adults are ordering them and then just adding vodka or whatever.
You have your suspicion.
Listen,
it's 9:47 in the morning, and they're racing home to pour some vodka into it.
The school bus has already picked up the kids. Mom's coming by in her pajamas and a bathrobe. Couldn't wait for the little bastards to get out of the house.
I've got 6 hours to get sober. Yes.
Yeah, she's hightails at the Starbucks. Hi, Cindy. The usual. Oh, you've already been here already once today. Okay. Just a refill.
You jump the curb at the in the drive-through. Everything okay, Cindy?
Next customer can't even use the drive-through. It's all broken.
Took out the panel. It's bent sideways. The speaker's pointed sideways. Ah, dude.
Everybody's got to come inside now. Mobile orders only.
Oh, yeah. Society will collapse when people have to start walking into a coffee shop again.
I wanted to bring up an observation I made right after we met up at the train station. We walked outside, and Erica was kind enough to dial up a Lyft so we can get to, I don't know where we were going, to the coffee place. We were going to get coffee, right?
Recommendations from my brother, yes.
Yes. We walk out to the street. It's a Saturday morning, so it's relatively quiet. Erica takes out her phone. She touches a couple buttons. The next thing we know, this black car comes around the corner within like 2 seconds. And all I thought to myself was, she's Michael Knight, and that's the Kit car. It happened that fast.
That was scary, yes. It was amazingly efficient, a little scary. And I thought I heard the car say, "Hello, Michael."
It did. Yeah, and coffee was absolutely delicious, by the way, if I could throw that in here too.
Yeah, Matt, if you're listening, great recommendations. We went to a couple of his favorite places. It was spectacular.
Rich got a vanilla latte, Matt, with extra sugar.
Yeah. Well.
Decaf.
Could you throw a little olive oil in there too while you're at it?
Rich asked for 2 extra pumps of vanilla.
Yes.
The coffee from the other place was different, right? I think they put oat milk in everything.
Oh, so I did ask my brother about this. So we were in Penn Station, and as we were seeing you off, we went Blue Bottle. It was
Blue
right.
Bottle, yeah, the West Coast coffee chain.
And so I got a cappuccino with no sugar, no pumps, no olive oil, none of those things. I just wanted a straight up cappuccino.
Trying to clear the air, aren't you?
Let me be very clear here. No, and then so I was about 2 sips in, and I was like, I think I got oat milk. I definitely did not say that because I would never say oat milk. Those are 2 words I've never said in my life. So I was a little disappointed. It was well crafted. There was a little latte art, but I'm not. I'm old fashioned in the proper milk department.
Did you verify? Is it definitely oat milk they put in there?
Oh, well, it was definitely oat milk. I tried, but I don't know if it's the default. I don't know if they misinterpreted what I ordered, or I don't know what the story is, but that was my experience.
Yeah, I think there was oat milk in mine too.
Oh, no kidding. Okay.
Never going back there again.
Well, I was a little leery of getting coffee at the train station, but Blue Bottle is a major West Coast coffee thing, so I figured it would be good.
I'm glad we tried it though. Now we know,
It wasn't terrible. Next time I'll be much more explicit in the milk department.
We love exploration, don't we?
Hey, it's the spice of life, man.
Speaking of exploration, do you enjoy learning and observing probability and randomness?
Sometimes I think there are some amazing things that seem to occur. It's funny when everyone says, oh, it's a small world where you bump into people in really out of contextual places. That's always interesting in that regard. But yeah, you can apply that to even the greater probability of the universe. Yeah.
I've discovered a lot of it in the kitchen sink, as a matter of fact.
I thought we were going quantum physics on this one.
Well, we are. I think this concept could be applied more broadly than the kitchen sink. Anytime I throw some random items in the sink, and it does not matter how randomly you toss a spoon in the sink, it's always in the perfect position of the nozzle to allow water to shoot up and spray all over the place.
I am okay. Now I'm totally with you, because there are things, and in my head, I've got this whole story laid out for things that happen like this, where I don't know, you're carrying something and there's just a little loop of a cord or something, and somehow it grabs like a door hinge miraculously.
Yeah.
And this is what goes through my head. If you put me on a desert island and said, you can't get off this island until somehow you put something in your hand and you walk past a door hinge and you catch it on that, dude, I would die on that island. It would be statistically impossible to ever reproduce that. And yet somehow just walking down a staircase, I'm all twisted and tangled up by some ridiculous, scenario.
Rich, I play the exact same game in my head all the time. You know what I did the other day? I took my belt off and I went to hang it up on the hook of my closet. The belt was still around the first loop in my pants. And then I turned to walk away. I went springing back like I was on a bungee cord. The whole thing came flying off my closet. It was a big disaster. I almost killed myself.
That's exactly my point. Like if they put you on an island and said, you are not getting off until you reproduce that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice knowing you, Mike. Never see you again.
Could not happen. I agree.
Speaking of episodes, my brother-in-law T, he listened to our last episode where we were chit-chatting a little bit about golf, and he contacted me immediately following listening to the episode and says, we got to start playing some more golf. I'm at Top Golf like 3 times a week now. He's like, I'm getting really good. I said, well, you're outpacing me very, very quickly. So I think I need to ramp that up a little bit.
Are those Top Golf skills transferable, do you think, to a golf course? I've never
been
to a Top Golf. Yeah.
Oh, you got to check it out. I mean, you're really driving a ball out into a field, but it's, they kind of gamify it a little bit. So it's not, it's not quite as fury inducing as normal golf. So it's a little bit more sporting and fun, and you can have teams and try different things. So no, Top Golf is a blast. They don't have that much up this far north, but down south, obviously they have longer seasons. Yeah. But yeah. Brother-in-law T is out playing a lot of golf. I got to catch up. I think my brother took up some golf recently too. Well, maybe it's the age. I don't know. I know it's probably that time. Well, I'm a grandfather now. It's probably time.
Next thing you know, you'll have some plaid pants.
That's right.
I used to play a lot of golf as a kid.
Really?
Yeah, I was so into it. I lived a couple miles from the golf course, and those little pull carts that you put your golf clubs in, the 2 wheels and the little handle. So what I used to do is I got one of those and I would tie it to the back of my bike, and I would ride my bike in town to the golf course. And, I'd play 18, 36 holes on an afternoon with one of my friends. We'll just play all day, and then ride my bike home.
So, no, I think I need a better explanation. It was tied to the back of your bike. So it was like tethered, like a rope or something?
Yeah, it was just a little rope. I mean, you couldn't hit the brakes with that thing. You'd be all over
that was
the
my
highway.
next question.
Oh, yeah.
That was my next obvious
There was
question.
no stopping, but
That's awesome. I inherited, my father died when I was a kid back in 1983, but I inherited his golf clubs from the 70s. They're these old aluminum shafts. My stepfather actually had them refurbished for me, got new grips on them. I'm not a good enough golfer to even know the difference.
Yeah.
So I just have these wonderful vintage clubs that I go out and play with, and it's a hoot.
oh man, people think you're probably so styling. They're like, oh my God, Rich with this very expensive vintage set of golf clubs as he approaches the tee.
And then shanks it hard to the right.
Oh, that one's in the parking lot. Yeah, the little golf course by me, the first tee was set really back, and all to the right of the first tee was the parking lot. And it wasn't like it was 200 yards away. It was literally about 40 feet to the left of or to the right of the fairway. So talk about anxiety. Not only is everybody in the clubhouse staring at you and everybody that's ready to tee off next, you have the entire parking lot to your right. And then just beyond that is Main Street. So if you're slightly to the right, you're going to smash somebody's car. If you're really to the right, you're going to be out in the road. It would be a lot of pressure coming off that first tee, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, in situations like that, I literally turn like 60 degrees to the left. So a massive slice ends up somewhere near a fairway.
He's on the green, ladies and gentlemen.
Holy crap, I just have to keep doing that from now on.
Here's a favorite thing that my daughter does. Speaking of text messages. Hey Dad, can you pick me up at 9:00? Sure thing. Are you sure 9? You want me to get there early? No, 9:00. Yeah, I'll be done at 9. 13 minutes after 8. Can you pick me up right now? She did it from school today too. She was staying after for track. What time you coming home? Pick me up at 4. She calls me up at work. It's literally 3:11. Dad, I can't get in touch with Mom. Can she pick me up right now?
Like Nancy's not taking calls from her daughter, and somehow you have the...
And I said to her, I'm like, well, did you try calling her? I tried once, but I don't have Life 360 on my phone. You do. Can you just see where she is and tell her to come here? I'm like, Mia, you tried once, maybe call back.
That's right.
So that's all I got, Rich. I think that's our show.
Somehow, I think this is another home run. Yeah, we got it.
When aren't they? Get off my lawn. That's a good one.
Go on, smash that like button.